Okay. So like around the I just have the phone plugged in, so I can't put it in that other stand. I'm like plugging my one of my ears that like this sound is so horrible. Like at least the ear facing where the sound's coming from. I almost need to plug my ear. Besides putting these things in my ears, and like it's like disabling. But this is my only office space where I have internet, and if I go outside, you can't sit there and do anything without someone coming up to you and asking for money. And I don't have money to give away right now. I'm like kind of in a financial bind. I'm trying to find out how to make my own money without any documents or identity. Or like I don't have anything that says that I have an identity. I'm like stateless Rohingya. Like I was born in the United States. Maybe a few people would acknowledge. I don't even know if my own mom would acknowledge that I was born in the United States. She might say like she might be like out of love for her son. She might be sending me money or whatever. But if she was asked, "Is that your son?" she might say no. That's kind of what the kind of thing I'm getting from her is that she has something really dishonest going on. And it has to do with erasing my identity, and it comes from it's not just my mom. It has to do with people in high places preying on people from the bottom of society, and my family forgot that they were the bottom of society. We were just like a white family out in the middle of nowhere. Dad was drinking beer and driving the tractor around. We were the bottom of society is what it seemed like. We weren't even part of society. We were out there in the middle of nowhere by ourselves for 8 years. I know not. We did go to the town, or sometimes we went to Lincoln, but it's like our dwelling place was inherited property, and a lot of that's probably been liquidated. Like, oh, you don't own a house. Remember that one? And it was like the stepfather talking through my mom, and that's why I kind of think the stepfather is trying to take my place in all arenas, not just as my daughter's father. And he lost a custody battle. The stepfather Joseph lost the custody battle of his own, and now he's like taking it out on my family. He's like, okay, well, I'll just be the father figure, and I'll be Kathy's new son because he can't do it. It's like, well, just allow me to make some money, because he's not even trying to make money. He's just being predatory and trying to figure out how to get my mom to deposit money through a sales pitch. Oh, Kurt needs a new phone. Oh, really, it's Monica that needs a new phone, but we're going to say Kurt needs a new phone. And that's probably why they made my phone malfunction. And then they're pretending that they're helping. That's how confusing they are. They're pretending to be helping me get my phone line back. I'm like, I don't need it back. I have Wi-Fi, and I need to get a new phone and a new phone number of my own. So for this very purpose is so the mother and the stepfather, who is has military, he was in the U.S. Army, an Afghanistan war veteran, and they prey upon people economically. They're like hackers, but and that's the whole American intelligence community. It's not like the intelligence community of Venezuela being sent out, and they already have a lot of skills to form businesses. Like there might be an organized crime ring, but they also have skills in rationing and transactions. I think the rationing comes from Venezuela being an ally of Russia, and their intelligence community probably is linked to Russia, and Russia's always been really good at rationing through like a Russian winter, I always say. And they have like actually have life skills on. There is like a really deadly organized crime ring trafficking drugs and people, but not in such a terrible way as like the American intelligence or European, like white people in intelligence that are not intelligent at all, especially when they're like have an antisocial personality disorder, and all they want to do is seize living space that they turn into their own secret CIA prison. And I don't even want to think about what they do in those houses. It's like, oh, we don't want Kurt to come over to the house. He'll mess up the furniture. How will I mess up the furniture? And that keeps you thinking. And then that's a lot of that is like veiled threats. They're like just it's like their own little inside joke. Oh, he's gonna mess up the furniture. Is that your like secret code of saying like what get blood on it or what? I mean, what are you people planning on doing? Um, was that like her code way of saying, well, if you bring him over to the house, he's gonna mess up the furniture? Is that because you have Mexican drug cartel members in your circle of friends, and they might stop by while I'm there and start torturing me, or what's the reason? And they say things like that keep you thinking. Like my daughter Star says I like goats, and first I'm like, oh, that's cute. Her grandma's last name is Cabra. That means goat, and yeah, goats are a cute animal. But then later it's like I think she was referring to this satanic modeling agency in that likes pentagrams and goats, like symbolism. But then she says, "Well, yeah, I just assume things." And then later, I saw like some weird goats, and it looked like Amish people walking these weird goats around. I'm like, "Oh, now those things they're like really sentient." Um, they almost seem like they might not be from this planet. It's like some kind of like higher intelligence goat that's running the show in their community. So there's some weird stuff going on that like they know a lot more than I do. I'll admit that. I don't know what they've seen. I just at the tip of the iceberg, like dipping my toe into the rabbit hole, and they've already been down the rabbit hole and out another rabbit hole, and they know the rabbit holes. I like take a little dip in there, and it's a little too much for me. I guess that makes me a wimp that I don't go through that trauma so well, or something else.